What up? First of all, I got it. This is the core for the Mighty Go Buster-O. Die Buster Ace. I already got the yellow bunny rabbit. Yes, a bunny rabbit. And the big honking gorilla to form the Mighty Go Buster-O for the latest main combined mech for the latest Super Sentai show, which is Tokume Sentai Go Busters. Probably do a review of that on my Raving Review show. But I'm here today to talk about something that they premiered in a convention. It's got me jacked. It's got this Power Rangers thing that's in me jacked up on high gear. What it is that they have revealed at Power Morphicon, which is this big convention that, all these Power Rangers fans can meet and greet with each other, swap stories, meet cast and crew members, yada yada yada. The typical things you can do at a convention, like you can do that kind of thing at Comic-Con or at G3, the big video game convention. All that stuff, that's all well and good. Power Morphicon is that for Power Rangers. And I'm going to turn this reduced noise thing off because I don't like the way that looks. I know I'm in the dark now, but it looks better to me. At any rate, I just wanted to do a rant show about something they showed, which was Power Rangers Megaforce. The trailer was revealed, and they actually had a Meet the Crew kind of thing where they had the people who were going to be the Mega Rangers come out on stage in costume, and they would kind of introduce them. So you get to see what these people are like before you see the show. And the show's supposed to premiere in 2013. Once Power Rangers Samurai is over, and assuming we don't all die at the end of the year like the Mayans said we will. So fingers crossed that they were wrong. Okay, I'm not superstitious, not really that badly, but just fingers crossed just in case. At any rate, though, they had this trailer for Power Morphicon, and sadly Power Morphicon is only once every 2 or so years. So hopefully, if I'm still around by 2014 and they're still doing it, hopefully I can get some free time so I can go to this convention. But what they revealed with this trailer, they showed the bad guys, the weapons, the Zords, and all that stuff. All the stuff that they had taken from Tenso Sentai Go Sager, which is the Japanese counterpart. Everything you come to expect. If you see a trailer for a Power Rangers show, you expect to see this kind of stuff. But, they showed something at the end that got everybody in the room to go nuts. I've seen videos people have taken and posted on the internet to share this with everybody. Everybody in that room, when they revealed this at the tail end of the Megaforce trailer, made everybody lose their minds. I mean, you would think that you were at a rock and roll convention and somebody shouted that Elvis had come back from the dead. People had gone nuts. And that was the fact that they are going to do the Legend War. Okay? For those of you that don't know, from its very conception, Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, was based on shows from a franchise in Japan called Super Sentai. Same idea, a bunch of people working together, using special superpowers and giant mechs to fight monsters and save the world. There have been, since the first one, which was called Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, which came out in like the mid-1960s, I think. It could have been the 70s, somewhere in that time frame, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head, but since then there have been a total of 36 seasons, and Go Busters is number 36. At the end, and Go Sager, which is what Megaforce is based on, is the season that followed Samurai Sentai Shinkanger, which is what Power Ranger Samurai, what we have right now, is based on. So, you have Shinkanger, Go Sager, so we'll have Power Rangers Samurai, Power Rangers Megaforce. But what they did at the end of Go Sager was they had this huge movie where they had the team members of every Super Sentai. I mean, the full team, everybody. Your Rangers 1 through 5, or, if you only had 1 through 3, you had what you had. Your whole team was there. Plus any side Rangers you had, any side helper people you had. Basically, anybody that was associated with the Super Sentai team got together to kick some butt. Because this huge alien empire was invading the Earth, and all the Super Sentai got together because one team wasn't going to cut it. So they all got together and just started kicking some serious butt. And it was cool. And they ended up having to sacrifice their powers, sadly, to truly defeat the Zongyak Empire. That's what the aliens were called. But that kind of paved the way for Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger, which was the Ranger teams. You might have seen them. They're the ones that can turn into pretty much everybody. They're the pirate-themed people that can turn into pretty much every other Ranger using those little key things. And I'm probably going to order that little transformation device that they use and maybe get some of those keys and do that on Raving Reviews. Hopefully I'll be able to get a hold of that. But that's the movie that paved the way for Gokaiger. But the movie itself was just epic. I mean, you have, the usual number of team members to a Super Sentai is 5. Occasionally it's 3, but usually it's 5. Or they might start with 3 and then, add 2 more people and then, add a final 6th person. But at maximum you have 5. I think you start out with 5 usually and you add 1 more. Although with Engine Sentai Go Onger, which we know as Power Rangers RPM here, they got 7, because they got 2 bonus Rangers, the gold and silver. But basically they had everybody. Everybody got together. So that would, in 34 seasons, you do the math, you have to do a little adding and subtracting here and there. You have around 200 and some superheroes getting together as one big army to beat the crap out of some aliens in War of the Worlds kind of style. And this is what got everybody nuts at the Power Morphicon trailer. Was at the tail end of it. Like I said, they talked about the new Rangers. They talked about the new bad guys, the new Zords, the new weapons, all this cool new stuff that we come to expect. And then at the tail end, you see this thing come up. Look this up. Look up Power Rangers Morphicon, or Power Morphicon Power Rangers Megaforce trailer. Look it up to see what I'm talking about with this. It's just amazing to see this many people go nuts over it's like 20 seconds of video. And what it is they start off by having this blurb come up on the screen saying, and the mother of all mega battles. And then all it took was they showed one thing to start it off with. They showed every Super Sentai member. They didn't show, there had been rumors that if they did this, that if they actually did this in Power Rangers, they would only use the teams, they would reshoot it using only the teams that had been used in Power Rangers. But they showed everybody. Everybody that had ever been a Super Sentai was there in costume on the screen, and as soon as everybody saw that, everybody in the room went nuts. Their heads, it was just like I said, it was like you were at a rock and roll convention and somebody ran in and yelled, "Elvis came back from the dead!" it was like everybody was freaking out, you know, and like they couldn't believe it. And what it was is that it wasn't like, okay, they did show a lot of footage of, you know, previous Ranger teams fighting, particularly Gow Ranger, which we know as Wild Force here. They showed them fighting, you know, but you know they used it, but they showed Rangers that were never used as part of Power Rangers because they preceded what Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was based on. Actually, a predominant scene shows, what's his name? Red Falcon, I think, from Chojin Sentai Jetman, which was the season that came before Koryu Sentai Zyuranger, which is what the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was based on. That was the season directly before that. And they showed their Red Sentai flying around, dive bombing on bad guys because he has this bird theme. You know, Jetman, they were bird themed. They had wings on their costumes. They could fly. And they show him flying around, dive bombing all the bad guys. And they show all these different Rangers standing shoulder to shoulder. Rangers that had never been in Power Rangers, only in Super Sentai. And they're all together ready to kick some butt. So hopefully they'll figure out a way to get all these people in here. They'll figure out a way to explain how all these people work together this way when not all of them have been shown in Power Rangers. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I hope they figure it out. So this is a call to arms for all Power Rangers fans to see this. We need more information, okay? We need to find out about this Legend War. To heck with Megaforce. Megaforce will be fine on its own. We need more information about the Power Rangers Legend War, okay? So all you Power Rangers fans watching this, get on the boards, get on the net. We need information. Put it back into this video and let me know what the heck is going on. Peace.